In the world of design, every journey begins somewhere. But some journeys start even before we enter the door. Before the hallway. Before the welcome mat. It starts at the edge of the street, where hardscapes meet green space. Where form, texture, and light shape your very first impression of home. Welcome to the modern front yard. This is more than landscaping. It's storytelling through structure. It's softness meeting strength, gardens blooming against cool concrete, grasses swaying between sculptural slabs. It's where the built environment gently touches nature, and both walk in harmony. In today's episode of Homey Studio, we take you on a journey through front yard designs that inspire calm, connection, and curated beauty. We'll break down the elements, from driveways and walkways, to garden beds, lighting, and sculptural details. We'll explore how modern homes are framed from the outside in. So whether you're redesigning your space, dreaming up your forever home, or simply love thoughtful design, take a breath. And let's step in. The first impression. Curb appeal isn't a buzzword, it's an architectural statement. In modern design, the edge of your property is a threshold, an introduction to the values your home represents. Some front yards open wide to the street, using symmetry, layered plants, and openness to say, "Welcome in." Others use privacy hedges, corten steel fencing, or tall ornamental grasses to create separation and mystique. The modern curb is clean, defined, and structured. No picket fences. No fussy flower beds. Just bold minimalism. Gravel borders line the street, punctuated by olive trees, small palms, or boxwood shrubs trimmed into soft geometric forms. Where you'd expect clutter or chaos, you find calm. It tells the visitor everything they need to know: here lives someone intentional. Concrete as canvas, the modern hardscape. Concrete in modern front yard design isn't cold or sterile, it's foundational. It offers contrast, order, and clarity, giving greenery a stage to stand on. Picture large concrete slabs forming a rhythmic path toward the door. Each slab separated by moss or creeping ground cover, offering softness between the lines. The edges are sharp, but never harsh. And the surfaces? Sometimes smooth, polished to a silky finish, other times, brushed or left raw, offering texture underfoot. In bolder homes, concrete wraps vertically as low retaining walls or built-in benches beside a planter. You'll find water features rising out of rectangular basins, or stepped seating areas cast directly into the ground. Even when it disappears, it leaves its trace, whether in gravel-lined trenches, minimalist stairs, or the way it anchors pavers and steel. Concrete is the quiet geometry that ties the entire landscape together. Driveways with rhythm and elegance. Gone are the days when a driveway was a blank slab of utilitarian concrete. In modern front yard design, the driveway is part of the aesthetic. It connects street to sanctuary, movement to meaning. You'll find driveways composed of concrete strips with green joints, lush grass or thyme creeping in between. Others are tiled with large format pavers, carefully spaced, almost floating in crushed granite or river rock. The materials vary: permeable pavers for sustainability, exposed aggregate for texture, or patterned stamped concrete for depth. Sometimes a driveway curves slightly toward the house, allowing garden beds to wrap around it. Other times it runs straight, clean, direct, and sculptural. Lighting follows the edges, creating a soft glow at night. Some driveways even double as courtyards, bordered by low hedges, doubling as entertaining or entry patios when the car is gone. It's more than a place to park. It's part of the welcome. Lush gardens in minimalist frames. While structure forms the skeleton, it's the gardens that bring breath and life to modern front yards. Unlike traditional gardens overflowing with variety, modern landscapes lean into simplicity. one palette. One texture. Repeated. Imagine a line of dwarf bamboo bordering a walkway, moving with the wind. Or layers of native grasses, miscanthus, fescue, and feather reed grass, dancing in clusters. Tropical foliage adds drama, bird of paradise, elephant ears, philodendrons, offering deep greens and bold forms. In arid climates, succulents and aloes replace traditional plantings, arranged like sculptures in gravel beds. Raised garden beds made from corten steel, dark wood, or concrete give elevation and clarity. Each bed becomes a painting, succinct, composed, and deliberate. And color? It's subtle. Earthy greens, soft whites, and the occasional pop of deep burgundy or orange. A modern garden doesn't shout. It whispers. Lighting the landscape, a nighttime story. When the sun sets, modern front yards come alive again, this time in shadows and glows. Landscape lighting is not an afterthought, it's a design layer. Recessed lights under steps guide your feet with a soft halo. Uplights beneath trees create silhouettes, shadows dancing across the facade. In-ground spotlights point toward feature walls, sculptures, or textured foliage, adding depth and drama. Sometimes LED strips outline the edge of a planter, or follow a concrete path like an invisible ribbon. Other times, it's as simple as a warm Edison bulb on a sleek wall sconce by the door. Lighting transforms the space. It doesn't just reveal, it enchants. The power of natural accents. In the modern front yard, every detail matters, even the ones you don't immediately notice. A large rock, strategically placed, becomes a sculptural anchor. A rusted metal orb sits quietly in a bed of pebbles, adding contrast and curiosity. A fallen log transformed into a bench. A corten steel panel as a vertical art piece. These accents break the monotony of flat planes and clean edges. They add moments of tension and relief. The modern yard tells a story in layers. It offers pauses. Moments of rest and attention. Entry walkways that invite curiosity. A modern walkway isn't just a path. It's a design gesture, a conversation between movement and stillness. Some walkways are straight, concrete paths, clean and formal. Others curve gently, encouraging slower steps and glances toward garden beds. Floating pavers over gravel. Wood slats flanked with black lava rock. Smooth stones embedded in decomposed granite. The approach to the door is layered, tactile underfoot and visually engaging. And the door? Often partially hidden, slowly revealed as you walk. The journey becomes as meaningful as the arrival. Integrating courtyards and entry seating. In many modern homes, the front yard spills into a courtyard, a semi-private space framed by walls, plants, and sky. This zone softens the transition between public and private. Here, a small tree grows in the center. A bench curves around a planter. A vertical garden rises against a stucco wall. It's not quite indoors, not quite outdoors. It's a moment. A pause. A chance to feel nature in a framed, curated setting. Some courtyards double as open-air foyers. Others are hidden behind slatted fences, revealed only when you step through the gate. They invite reflection. Conversation. Stillness. Sculpting with trees, the living architecture. In modern front yard design, trees aren't just background greenery, they're architectural elements. A single olive tree, carefully pruned, might anchor an entire garden. Tall pencil pines or Italian cypress frame the edge of a walkway like sentinels. Japanese maples bring seasonal drama, with delicate leaves that blaze crimson and gold. And desert-friendly homes might feature twisted mesquite or palo verde, raw, sculptural, and elegant. Trees offer scale. They frame the view from the street and soften the hard lines of the home's facade. Their canopy casts shifting shadows on concrete paths below. And their trunks become vertical lines in an otherwise horizontal landscape. In the modern yard, trees are chosen like art, each one a statement, a silhouette, a memory in motion. Small spaces, big design. Not all front yards are sprawling canvases. In fact, many of the most compelling designs happen in small city plots or narrow entryways. Here, every inch counts. A single tree becomes a focal point. One bench creates a moment. Gravel replaces turf. Slim planters line the path. Vertical planting becomes essential, green walls, trellises, even layered shelving with potted herbs. The key to small space front yards is restraint. Every element must do more than one thing: provide shade, frame a view, lead a path, offer privacy. It's design distilled. Minimal yet rich, quiet yet powerful. Climate-smart landscaping. Modern design isn't just about style, it's about sustainability. Today's front yards are smarter, more conscious, and more adaptive. Drought-tolerant planting schemes reduce water usage. Native plants attract pollinators and thrive naturally. Rain gardens collect runoff and filter it back into the earth. Permeable pavers reduce flooding and heat buildup. Shade trees cool the home. Edible landscapes introduce herbs, berries, and small citrus trees into the ornamental mix. And solar lighting reduces energy needs, turning sunlight into ambience. A modern front yard doesn't take from the environment. It gives back, quietly, consistently, beautifully. The philosophy behind the modern yard. At its core, modern front yard design is about balance. It's about blending structure with softness, simplicity with substance. It isn't about extravagance. It's about restraint. Instead of overwhelming with variety, modern yards focus on unity. Instead of loud colors, they embrace the quiet language of texture, shape, and contrast. This design philosophy borrows from minimalism, but also from nature. It's rooted in calm, in order, in sensory clarity. It's why even the boldest designs feel peaceful. They're not just built, they're curated. They feel as though they were always meant to be. Reflections of the home's character. The front yard isn't separate from the home, it's an extension of its voice. A home with bold angular walls may echo that language in its path layout or planter geometry. A house with warm wood cladding might be paired with soft ornamental grasses or reclaimed timber and landscape features. A crisp white facade might call for contrast, deep green foliage, black planters, charcoal pavers. Every design choice speaks to what lies beyond the door. The yard becomes the handshake, the greeting, the opening line of your home's story. Design is emotional. And when the exterior reflects the interior, the entire experience becomes seamless. Nightfall in the modern front yard. As the sun dips below the horizon, the modern front yard transforms. The colors fade, but the mood deepens. What was bold by daylight becomes intimate, theatrical, and alive with subtlety. Concrete pathways that once shimmered in sunlight now glow softly under recessed step lights. Each slab is illuminated just enough to reveal its edges, inviting you forward, one quiet step at a time. Warm LED uplights tucked beneath olive trees or tall grasses create silhouettes that dance gently in the night breeze. Their shadows spill across the walls like brushstrokes, alive, moving, ever-changing. Planters edged with hidden strip lighting float like soft outlines. Water features glisten in the moonlight, catching each ripple as if time itself had slowed. A bubbling stone bowl near the entryway becomes a quiet soundtrack to the night, a whisper in the dark. The driveway, no longer a utility, now looks like an installation. Light grazes across its textures, highlighting the rhythm of pavers and the negative space in between. Even the gravel reflects hints of silver as footlights cast a downward glow. And then there's the front door. Framed in shadow, softly backlit, the door glows as a beacon, not harsh, but welcoming. You're not just arriving, you're being invited. At night, the modern front yard becomes an experience. It tells a different story than it does by day, one of elegance, quiet luxury, and intentional presence. Here, light is not just illumination, it's emotion. And in its glow, the entire landscape breathes. Outdoor living begins at the front. Traditionally, outdoor living was reserved for the backyard. But modern design flips the script. Front yards now welcome seating. A low-slung bench near the door. A bistro set nestled into a corner courtyard. A swing under the eaves. Or simply a ledge beside a planter, designed for morning coffee and quiet watching. The front becomes part of the daily ritual. Not just a space to walk through, but to be in. A universal language, design across cultures. Modern front yard design isn't bound by geography, whether in a coastal villa, an urban townhouse, a desert retreat, or a forested plot. The principles remain: simplicity, contrast, harmony. In Japan, Zen rock gardens echo the same restraint found in minimalist Los Angeles landscapes. In Mexico, vibrant cacti and gravel grids mirror the pattern logic of Scandinavian gardens. From Africa to Australia, good design speaks clearly across cultures. Because the front yard, at its best, is a universal welcome. It reflects our shared need for beauty, order, and homecoming. And so, we arrive where we began. At the edge of the property, at the beginning of the journey. The modern front yard is more than a boundary. It's a transition. A gesture. A breath before the door opens. It is order and softness. Sculpture and growth. Presence and pause. Whether you're designing from scratch or simply adding a bench beneath a tree, know that every detail matters. Every step in the yard is a step into intention. Thank you for joining us here at Homey Studio. If this story inspired your vision, leave us a comment. Tell us, what would your dream front yard look like? And don't forget to subscribe for more stories of curated living, architecture, and interior beauty. Because at Homey Studio, design isn't just something we see. It's something we feel, from the ground up.